Hello and welcome to another episode of Industry Celebrities. My name is Kimberly Scott, former video girl and now podcast rookie. Industry Celebrities is a podcast where I interview professionals in all sorts of industries, asking them questions about their passions or industry, which makes them all a celebrity to me. If you want to share your knowledge about your industry and be on Industry Celebrities podcast, email me at kimberly@marketingdoer.com. And you can listen to other episodes by searching for Kimberly D. Scott on iTunes for you iPhone users, Anchor for you Android users, or just listen to us on the audio version in YouTube. Just search Kimberly D. Scott. All right, now that we got that out of the way, please welcome my guest today, Cody Osterman with Milestone Management Company. Hello, Cody.
Hi, how's it going?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Great.
I got some mimosas and you fed me today and excited to be here.
Yay! So tell me, what do you do at Milestone Management Company?
I am the Regional Training and Marketing Director for our Central region. So comprises of DFW, Oklahoma, and Kansas City.
Cool. How did you get your start in multifamily?
I started, funny story, I actually was going to school and I had a good job and ended up working for the school district, and at that time they were doing some cuts and decided that the position I had was not worth it, so they were like, we'll eliminate that position. I get on good old Craigslist and I applied 500,000 positions and was hoping to get anything back, didn't get too much. I get a call back for a leasing position, and I had never lived in an apartment, didn't know anything about them. So I went to the interview.
So wait a minute, you went from being a teacher or in the school district of some capacity working?
Like working admin and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Into the apartment industry?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Just jumped in.
Yeah.
Got the interview, and they offered me a part-time leasing position. So I was like, all right. But I had to, work a couple jobs kind of at that time to fill it. But,
Hey.
I got it.
Yeah.
Fell right in, so.
That's awesome.
Loved it.
And you loved it. And so you started there. And then how did you make your way to Milestone? Weren't you, wait a minute. Weren't you on the supplier side first?
No. I was leasing, did on-site, and then went over to the supplier side for a year, and then ran into Styles one day, and then the rest is history.
The rest is always history when you meet Melanie Styles. But all right. Okay, so you were doing recruitment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you were doing recruitment, and then you ran into Miss Styles and went ahead and interviewed with them for your position now, or have you moved up since then? Because you've been at Milestone for how long now?
2 years.
Okay.
No, same position, but I ran into her. I've known Susan Goff, the Goffinator, for 8 years. The whole time since I've been in the industry, I met her when I was doing my NLP class.
Oh, okay.
She was one of the instructors
at AATC.
Yes, at AATC. And
see what happens when you go and get your education people?
Yes. And I just always was fascinated with her. I loved her. And so every time I was at an association event, I would run into her and be like, oh my gosh, Susan, and she, I don't know if she remembered me, but she said she did. Mm-hmm. But then one day she was with Melanie, and Melanie's like, wait, do you want a job?
Well, that's awesome. And then it's been history ever since.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, great. So there really wasn't a decision either way, how you kind of just fell into it like everybody else.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Tripped and fell. And I can't get out of the hole.
Well, yeah, you're never going to. You know that. Like I tell everybody, once you're in, there's very small percentage that you're ever going to get out.
If you try, you'll go right back.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. So what do you like the most about your position or the apartment industry? Either one. You can.
I'll say both. I love the industry because I feel like it's so hard to explain to people outside of it, because it's just like they don't get it. But we're almost like this big family, that we just all love and support each other regardless of, what company you work for, what side you're on, no matter what. But in that regard, we all understand each other. It's like we get how this industry is, and we kind of just the support of everyone working in it, and it seems like everyone has the same drive and same energy. So
definitely the same work ethic.
Yeah, definitely workaholics.
Yes, we might be just a little bit for sure.
Yes.
But yes, that does make it fun, and it does make it very comfortable when you're you're going through, your day.
It's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Well, great. Okay, so my one standing question that I love to ask everyone is, what would you tell your younger self?
I would say be patient.
Mm-hmm.
I think I always was so focused on getting the next thing or doing the next thing or getting to the next step, but I really didn't focus on kind of stepping back and just enjoying,
where you're
things.
at.
Yeah, just enjoy it. It will all happen. Whether it takes 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, it really doesn't matter because, just enjoy.
Be in the moment.
Yeah, be in the moment.
Yeah.
Try to be.
And be patient.
Yes.
Yes, patience.
Patience is a virtue.
But it's something that takes you a lifetime, I feel, to gain. It is something that I, myself, constantly tell myself, just take a breath.
Calm down.
Calm down, breathe, and be patient.
This is the worst thing.
Yeah, it's not the worst. There could be worse things that are happening right now, for sure. So, yes, patience, I agree with. As many people as I've interviewed, all their advice is different to themselves, which one day I'll probably have this huge 101 advice to your younger selves. But, yes, it is definitely... Patience is something that we all continue to work on. So good for you. Okay. Well, I always do like to ask, what is your fun fact?
So, fun fact. When I was in high school, worked at a retirement home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was very interesting. I was a server, so it was this very, very high-end, retirement community, probably $4,000 a month for somewhere to live, but it included meals and had all the fun stuff, and I got to be their server. So I really enjoyed it. I got to know the folks, which ended up being interesting because in the later life, I'm working in multifamily.
Yeah.
So, still same kind of.
Yeah.
I felt like a server sometimes, but,
You're a servant to your residents first and to your staff, your company, the people that you train and market for, your communities. So definitely, even though they don't always say thank you.
No.
They should. They should. Right?
No.
The gentleman I was telling you about earlier, Gary Vee, says go to a retirement home or talk to someone older is one of the best experiences you can have conversation-wise with somebody, just to learn about them, what it was like to be, in the past. Sometimes he talks about how when an older person talks about regret, that will definitely get you motivated not to just sit on the couch and not do anything.
Exactly.
But who was the most interesting person you met there is what I want. I mean, I'm just so intrigued with this. I didn't know this about you.
There was so many. As you know, I'm a talker. So, I absolutely
You can talk to him all day long.
Love talking to him. And, it was like every moment I could, just talk and whatever. And they also enjoyed it because, most of them were like by themselves without, other people that lived there as well. But his name was Buddy. That's a funny story. So it was a non-smoking facility. So I think it was the assistant manager or the manager was having issues with him smoking pot in his room.
Are you serious?
Yes.
How old was he?
He was up there, late 70s.
Okay.
And she was nervous to say something to him, but she knew that I was like, I had a,
good relationship with him.
relationship with him. I, served him and stuff. So she asked if I would go to the room and ask him to not smoke in his room. And I knocked on the door, and Buddy was really upset. Buddy cursed me out, and I just said, okay, buddy, I'm going to walk out of here. But he was an interesting man. He lived on his own. His family was from out of state, so he really didn't have too many people here. So I did spend a lot of time with Buddy, just being like, how are you? Checking on him and stuff. But yeah, interesting.
Wow.
Buddy was quite the character.
He's like, screw it. I'm 77-year-old.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow, that's awesome. But that is fun.
Yeah. Poor Buddy.
Wow, poor Buddy. That is pretty awesome. Well, good for you. You can say you can check that one off your list. I definitely am intrigued by, even though I would never put my parents in a facility, I definitely am intrigued by those folks that live there because they all have stories behind them.
Oh, God, so,
yeah. Great times. Well, thank you very much for joining me today, Mr. Cody. I appreciate you. And thank you to all the listeners. I'm growing in my listener base, so thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Search Kimberly D. Scott to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's kind of hard to say sometimes. I'm also on iTunes, so you can search there for the podcast or follow me on Facebook, Insta, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn. And until next week, stay positive and keep growing. Thank you. Thank you, Cody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.